Oh, hello, Ra. How are you? You're the first one up. How is? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. For sure. How have you been? Hope everything has been good for you. This is your midday. I think you're in California. Are you? If I remember right. So it may be too early for West Coast people, or even East Coast, because they're still at business day time. But for Europe, Sweden, England, Germany, Italy, France, Belgium, and all that, it's the right timing. Hello, Juliet from Köln. Good to see you, dear. So Julie is the short for Juliet. Well, it was intriguing to hear another horseman, and your story interested me for the reason of the horses, that you're a rider and you do dressage and show jumping, which was very interesting to me. So glad that you could make it here. Yeah, Ra, you're in Los Angeles. That's right. So it's in the middle of your day, but you're here. Good, good. Hello, Sandy. She says, good evening, Mehran. This is a surprise. I was just listening to one of your videos, and now you are live. Well, we have a saying in Persian, where I was born and raised, says that if you're thinking of someone, then he will hear it, or back of his ear starts burning. I think Germans say the same thing. And then, so I heard it, and there I am. Keith from New Brunswick, Canada. Well, good. We have some fellow countrymen here. Good of you to join. Is it the first time you're joining, Keith? Or have you watched my videos? Because your name is very new to me, even though there have been thousands and thousands of comments on the videos, over 750 videos that we have now on the channel, and I have personally responded to every single one of these thousands of comments over the past few years. And I do usually remember some kind of a idea about the names that I've responded to. Keith, your name, unless I'm getting old or have just simply missed, Keith does ring a bell, but Garnet, I'm not sure. Anyhow, I'm mixed in thinking that have I responded to any of your comments, have I seen a comment from you or not, but either way, I'm glad that you could make it here. Ross says, I bring my son to dentist and I was waiting for him. Aha, I see. So, good. Oh, Keith says, yes, I've been enjoying your videos for a few weeks now. Okay, then. Ah, that's why. First chat for you. Okay, then I was right. Your name is brand new. Good, 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 good. If you guys give me a moment, I need to bring something for myself. I'll be right with you guys. Figure out your questions. I'll be right there. Okay, that was my station identification time. So let's see. If we have anything here while I was gone, we have Juliet says you should write a German version of your books. All my friends I talk with about you wanted to know more but are really bad in English. Well, you know, Juliet, that's a very good suggestion. I also had similar requests from a few other German friends and enthusiasts of the channel, but somebody has to come in and propose a way that we could do this. Maybe some company or someone who is interested in my work would take upon, and maybe there would be a, I don't know, some kind of a economic arrangement in there so it could work out. But if I want to have it done, I could, but not now. When the channel gets more successful and we bring more financial results into the channel, then of course it would be one of the very important things that I would like to do, to translate to the languages that it could help reaching more people. And until that time, we need to focus on promoting the channel, get more subscribers, maybe millions of subscribers if possible. So in that way the channel could benefit from income that YouTube would give us because of the advertisements on the channel, or maybe people would buy more of the ebooks that I've made it very specially priced to be affordable for any currency, any people from anywhere in the world. As you know, my ebooks, I turn them into ebooks to make it affordable because the books are heavy. The 200 pages on transient thoughts and me, and 360 pages on me, my psyche, and I, which I highly recommend this book. And of course 600 pages on the breakup pain handbook, which is based on the videos here. And the other two books that I mentioned, they're all standalone. They are not, they don't have much of the contents of the videos. They're just different. But I turn them, they're heavy, and so the shipping is expensive, so they're expensive books. Here in Canada, Indigo in West Vancouver sells them same price as is on my site, $100 or $105 or $80, because the shipping is very, very hefty. But I turned them all into ebooks, so the ebooks would become very, very cheap. Even so, Amazon sells the ebooks at $19, $26, and $34. But on my own site, mindthatseekstruth.com, the ebooks are $4.99, $5.99, $6.99. So I've made sure that everybody with any currency can afford it. So I highly recommend that you guys get a copy of it. And that way, the channel maybe gets a little bit more finances. Then we can have the books translated, and we can have better equipment, and dedicate more time, and so on and so forth, and grow. But in the meantime, I need you guys to, just as Juliet kindly is doing it, talking to her friends about the channel and about the contents of the channel, also others can share the videos that you like, whether it's about breakups and things about that, which we have over, I don't know how many videos, 600 videos on that, or is it on matters of the psyche, thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, and ego, and how they interrelated and how they affect our way of negotiating and perceiving life, and on a day-to-day basis. So you can choose any of these videos and share it on your social media and help the channel to grow. So that way at least we get more exposure, reach more people, help more people, at the same time get more subscribers and revenue. So this is perhaps a short plan, and hopefully we'll get to the long one as soon as possible. So we have Adam asks and says Audible would be good also. Again, Audible also is another possibility, but again we need time and money to do that. And for Audible, that would probably have to be me doing it. That takes lots of time. So I don't want a robotic voice or an actor's voice who may not know what we are talking about and may not, I don't know, we'll see. So in the meantime, let's focus on sharing the videos and popularizing the channel and bringing more the revenue to it, so we can do all these things that we love to do. Most importantly, I hope that we will be invited, I will be invited in different countries for speaking engagements, and that's where we can reach a lot more people and also be more get more exposure. Excalibur says, Mehran, I had a dream. Ah, good. So many of us do from time to time. It was a huge snow ski event with thousands of people, and you were the organizer for some reason. And at the end of the event, you said, remember guys, to share the channel. Brilliant, brilliant. What a good what a good dream. Well, I did ski at one time when I in Whistler and Blackcomb Mountain here, long time ago. I haven't skied for a long time, but the fact that your dream talks about skiing and I was the organizer, well, it's all about the channel. I guess that was my way of trying to get people's attention to the channel. Thanks for such a wonderful story. Tony or Tanya, I think, I'm sure, I hope. Remember guys, the deal was you tell me where you're tuning from and if you're a lady or a gentleman, and what age you are, so at least I'd have an idea as to pronounce your name. So I don't know if this is Tony or Tanya or Tonje, so it's different wording. So help me out. Throw me the bone, give me the info, as we always say, guys. So, and she says, I think, I remember your name. I think this is a young lady. She says, hi from Norway. Lucky to catch you alive. Live. I mean, I am alive, but live. Yes, I understand. I'm glad that you could make it here. Tanya or Tony, or help me out here. Excalibur says, and woke up with a huge laugh. Yes, I would too. That was a laugh right here for me. Juliet says, so well, I'm interested in your point of view about losing friends because of a breakup, how to deal with the losing of your social background as well. I believe your email had this portion that you eventually broke up with your boyfriend and realized that it wasn't a suitable man or situation for you, and you became strong and understood your own worth and value and realized that you are the master, you are the important ingredient in any relationship, whoever you are. And if you're a man or if you're a woman, whoever is listening to this, remember, you are the main ingredients of a relationship. You are the one who causes the relationship to become what it is. Otherwise, if you hadn't chosen that person would not have become special. It is your choosing of your possibilities. It is the one that you choose. It's your choosing, the act of choosing that, which makes that what you have chosen become special. Otherwise, there are so many similarities, so many similar choices out there that any one of them, as long as they meet your basic standards and expectations, they all will end up to be a very good or same kind of a relationship. So it is not really that particular choice that is all that makes this relationship to be what it is. It is the fact that you choose it. And when you choose this one, versus many other possibilities that they're all probably similar in a group that all meet your basic standards, the fact that you choose them make that one different and special because you interact with that person. You spend time, invest time, energy, and that whole sharing create memory and all that turns that person that you chose into someone special. Otherwise, that person by itself is not special. You make them special by choosing them and then going through the interaction and the relationship with. And you can do that with somebody else again. So you are the master. You are the main ingredient of the relationship that you possibly think, oh, what am I going to do now that it's broken up? Well, you created this. You can create another one. It was you who made this one to be special. You can make another one become special. So I'm glad that you've come to that understanding, Juliet. I'm proud of you, and especially someone who's involved in athletics, in relationships with animals. You understand that it is reciprocation of it that makes it work. Otherwise, if only one side wants to be active in trying to make a relationship go the way it should, it wouldn't work. Like when you ride your horses, it's a communication with your horse. If both of you are respectful and understanding and cooperating and trying to meet the same goal, heading toward the same destination and the same project to complete, in harmony, then it works. And just as it works with this horse, because of the way you communicated and interacted, you can have and bring the same results when you ride another horse. If it's again two-way communication, good communication between the two of you, and the signals are proper, seating is proper, all the connections are proper, then you will work with another horse the same good result, as long as the horses are pretty much similar. That's the same thing in everything. So, having said that, now you want to know, what about the friends that you lose after your breakup? The friends that you were friend with them and they were also friend with your ex. In this particular case that I read your email, it's a little different. If you turn the coin around, then your question should be, that friend of you, your girlfriend, that became your friend but was also friend with your ex, is now trying to protect her interest. And she has made a choice by not interacting with you in order to continue her interaction with your ex. If she is capable to do that, if she doesn't have enough importance or respect or interest to keep your friendship together, and instead sacrifices this in order to continue her friendship with your ex, then why can't you do that? It's a two-way street. If she doesn't give you enough respect and importance for you or the relationship you have with her, why should you then? You're not supposed to be Mother Teresa. We try to be fair and kind and cordial to everyone as long as they reciprocate. But if they're not reciprocating in proper, positive way that you are, you're under no obligation to think of them as highly as you used to. People gain and lose value with the way they interact and treat others. You, in this case. So if she has chosen to do away with you and continue her relationship with your ex, then why should you worry and think of this as a friend? Obviously, she gives more importance to her relationship with your ex than to her friendship with you. And in that case, as sad as it could be, you should do the same. Because look, she's not the only friend in this world, and you can bond with another friend that doesn't have any loose ends, that she's interested in your ex or has a relationship or a history of that kind. Find someone independent that is not trying to infringe on what it is yours or not. Just leave her. If she can leave you, you can leave her. And no big deal. You don't have to dwell on it. What was she doing for you? Just some kind of a recognition that you're a good person, right? You don't need anybody's recognition to tell you how good you are or what you are. You can turn this around and figure out if how you're living in life is good or not good. You don't need somebody else who herself has to find out by other people's affirmation how her level of interaction in life is to affirm you. She needs affirmation herself by somebody else. So my suggestion is stop seeking affirmation from other people. Become your own analyst. Find out if what you're doing in life, what you're accomplishing, what direction you're traveling is a good one, is your behavior, your manners is good one when you negotiate day-to-day life and treat yourself and others or not. You don't need somebody else to tell you, because then you become dependent on what their opinion is, you become dependent on their attention to you, you become dependent on their friendship to you, and if by any chance they change any of these interactions with you, you suddenly feel like you've lost some part of you. But you haven't. It's a reflection on them. Let them be their own judge and you be your own judge. So basically what you're missing is her recognition of you, and you trying to replace her and her friendship with something else that you might be missing. And I'm trying to say, don't miss something that is not good, and don't try to replace it with something else that may also be not good at one point or another. Become independent of all these. Don't depend on a relationship or friendship in order to make yourself happy or not. Be happy for the reasons that you know why, for how you accomplish your tasks, how you negotiate life. And then if there is a relationship or friendship here and there, fine. As long as it's good, you stay with them. If they're not good, you separate. So at least limit the attachment. Not an absolute attachment. I'm in a relationship, so she's God. No. It's all about what they do for you. The importance of people and things are equal to your desire and need for them. Whether you need to get something from them, or they are some kind of maybe a tool for you to arrive to what it is you want to accomplish, or it's a relationship that really, if you look at it, it's not the end of the world if you're not with that person, because that person really wasn't that important. But the reason that it was important because you were desiring certain kind of intimacy and reaching or hoping for some kind of a comfort and security, psychological security, which is elusive as it is, but you were searching for it and you found it in that relationship. Otherwise, basically, it is like you follow your desire. The person that you're involved in is not really all that. It is the fact that you desire that kind of a interaction to make you feel good. So you're really following your desire. When you launch your desire on something or someone that you like, it's like connected. Your desire connects you with that person. And to reach that relationship, you almost do anything, go anywhere that connection takes you. That person goes away and you go with it. It's like I don't know, it's like ships to throw the harpoon and to hit a fish or a whale, and they desire to get that whale. Right or wrong, that's not what we're discussing. Of course it's wrong, but we're talking about delivering a point. So this harpoon is now connected to the whale, and they desire to get the whale with all their interest and so-called, quote-unquote, love. So they go wherever this whale goes. They follow it. They listen to it. They do anything. But then when eventually they catch it, there's no telling if they want to treat it right or not. And most often they don't, right? So when you are following your desire and you launch your desire and connects with someone, you follow that person any way, any shape, because you desire her, or in your case, him. But once it actually, the connection brings you two together, you can't just say because you desired it, then it will always be good. Things can change, and they may not treat you well. And just when you send your desire towards someone, it is a two-way street. You're connected and you're hooked on them as they're hooked on your desire. So what I'm trying to say, which is becoming a little ambiguous, I understand. I will refine it next time. You are following your own desire and you're becoming a slave to your desire. It's not that that person is so high and mighty and amazing. It's the fact that you are linked and becoming a follower of your own desire. So it is all about you. It is you who is creating them to be so special and so big. It's your desire that you follow. If you understand life is not about desires only in these cases, then you'll be free. Then you understand that it is not them that brings the greatness, it is your desire that makes you follow, and you're hostage to your desire. Free yourself from that thinking that whatever you desire makes that person so big. That person is only a product of your desire. It's as important as your desire. The person by itself is not so important. It's your desire that makes them look so important. Get a control of your desire, understand that, then you'll be free. You can think a little bit more. So you desire this friend to be with you so you feel good about yourself. If you don't desire her for this reason or any reason, you will see that she's not that important or that detrimental to your life and to your happiness. Your desire is. So change your desire to something else in life, and eventually you meet other people, and then make your desire to be balanced, not your boss, your master, to control you, to dictate to you. Your center is the whole of you, not your desire. So in fact, your desire should be listening and following your center, your consciousness, not the other way around. So if you understand that, then you understand people are not that important that you think they are. It is your desire for some kind of a gain you gain from that relationship that makes them seem so important. I hope that is something for you to think about, because before I go too deep and get lost in there and not be able to come out, we will talk about that a little later. This is a little bit longer than I wanted to, but here we are. So now, Southern Cowboy, I got one question. Do you always have to pay for the girl, or sometimes the girl pays for me? And her example, like when going out with my girlfriend, when the bill comes, always steps back and leaves it to me. Well, you know, this question never existed. I don't know, 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Because the role of man and woman was very clear. Right or wrong, I'm not debating that. It's up to you to decide. But that's how it was. That's what I'm referring to. A man was always respectful to a woman, or at least it should have been. And traditionally, a man would have enjoyed asking a woman out. When they would go to a dinner, the intention was to take care of her, respect her, protect her, pay for her comfort. The food would have been paid for. It was a privilege that men considered to have this young lady or lady accept their invitation. It was a way the custom, worldly custom and culture was. This wasn't just for one nation, it was a global custom. Men would respect women, find it a privilege to go out on a dinner with them, and they would have no qualms about it, no question about who would pay. But as the world became more commercialized, this whole business of couples getting to know each other and sex and courtship and all that became a little bit loosened and not so traditional and became an ordinary. Sex became so hello, how are you, let's go have sex. That was basically what it turned out to. But it never was like that. So it was a process of getting to know each other and a pleasure and a privilege. That's how ladies were treated as I was growing up. Now it's all about economics. What do I get out of it? Why should I pay? What is so important about her? And to some points, maybe it has an angle. But generally, the answer lies in you, not in what I say or how it is out there. How do you feel that you want to treat that date? What kind of a gentleman do you want to be? What kind of a man do you want to be as far as it goes in treating your date? What kind of attention you want to pay? What do you think, how important do you think it is for you to take good care of your guest? Now, you often pay for your friends when you go out for I don't know, beer or whatever it is that you guys go to eat. But why is it when it comes to a woman, you always question? You know why? Because you think nowadays, you think if you're paying for it, then she's not really willingly there for you. And you feel degraded. You want to be affirmed and confirmed that you're more. Therefore, you want her to pitch in to make you valuable. So you expect her to make you valuable by paying, and you consider her paying making you a respectful gesture towards you and affirming your value. But you're not willing to do the same thing, and you question it. Why should she expect you to pay? Well, she also wants to know if you value her. And one way to show it is by that simple mere a few dollars that you pay for the dinner. It's a courtesy. It's not that she can't afford it. She probably can. But let this business of respect for the ladies to be there. If you can't afford to take her out to dinner, wait till you save some money, then take her out, and be a man. Be a gentleman. Pay for the dinner. Don't bring yourself to the same level as you're expected to treat her. Like you want to be treated like you're what? Is that what you need to feel? I mean, I understand there are certain protocols that you should perhaps notice. Just be a gentleman that you like to be. You like to know that when you take a girl out, you like to treat her well. I don't see anybody pulling the chair for the girls anymore. That's how it was when I was a younger man. That was a given, you know. Get off your chair in the bus and give it to the ladies, young or old. Pull the chair for her when you're going on a date so she can sit first. Take care of her, pay for the bill. These were part of being a man. Now, it's all become no difference. And that's how the world is going to go if you keep it going. There will be no difference. And then you complain why there are no real manners left in the world between men and women. You know? Everybody's hitting on everybody's girlfriend. Every girl is hitting on another girl's boyfriend, and there are no reservations anymore. I think it's a bit too much. So think what kind of a man you want to be, and you decide, not because she is offering to pay or not to make you feel good or not. What do you want to look like? What image you want to have of yourself when you're taking a girl out? You want to come home and feel like, I feel like a real man. I took care of my date. I paid for her with interest and with voluntarily and happy to do it. Not that I paid for her, so now she owes me something. See, so I gotta maybe get a kiss or something. I just do it because that's the kind of man you want to be. Not do it because you want to have a trade here or for any other reason, affirmation. So figure it out yourself. I think you can. Something for you to think about, Southern cowboy. Now, Excalibur. That's the laugh I was hoping for. Okay, good. There is nothing wrong for girls to offer to pay. It's a gesture of respect and independence. So don't take me wrong. The girls should not wait, if they can afford it, for the guy to pay to feel good about themselves, that are worth something. No, be independent. Do offer to pay if you can. And then, of course, if the man can afford it and is gentle enough, he would be more than happy to pay for it and not let you pay. But don't sit there and wait for the guy to pay, because when you do that, then the guy may think, okay, then now she owes me something. I paid, now I got to get a kiss or a hug or something. So also, you girls supposed to portray the strength that you're after by becoming independent, unless you feel it's appropriate to let the guy pay. You know? So it goes both ways. There should be a happy medium there somewhere. Sandy says, your laugh is infectious, Mehran. Yeah, it infects me. I laugh a lot when I start laughing. Can't stop. That's the problem. It's like Tonya. 30 years and lady. Yes, there we go. So it's not. So is it Tanya or Tonya? Because Tanya, I'm aware of it. Tonya is like an Italian maybe name. Tony being a man's name, Tonya being a girl's name. I guess maybe that's what it is. Okay. Now, Southern Boy says, I'm enjoying the show, eating out in a Mexican restaurant. Thank you so much for helping us out with our stupid relationship problems. To be honest, love is hard to believe in anymore. I'm glad you're around. Okay, thank you. Adam Nesbitt says loyalty tends to be towards the same sex, then I guess I didn't get it. You mean the comment I was making about Julie? But no, I don't think you got the story, because you don't know the story. Anyhow, it's her ex, and her relationship with her friend is a girl who they were friends, but now that they're broke up, and that friend also wants to break up with her. That's, I guess, because there's something happening between them two. Juliet. Yeah, okay, you got it. And we have Roman says, I'm a guy, watch your videos for a year now. It's very helpful. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Roman. I'm glad you enjoy it and you find it helpful. Share it on your social media. Help the channel out. Listen, guys, let's don't beat behind the bushes. Thousands and thousands of you, over 1.3 million of you have seen the videos. And thousands of you have expressed it in your comments that has been a life-changing experience. And it helped you so much. And many of you wanted to commit suicide, and you told me that because of the videos and the content, you did not, which I'm delighted. That makes it all worthwhile. But now you also realize it's all been free. So God damn it, go put it on and promote it and get the channel moving. Share it, let your friends know, and go on the on my site and get one of those ebooks at least. Now, I have a new rule. I don't know if you guys have noticed. It looks like nobody's noticing it. If you want to ask me a question, at least you should send me one sentence in one of the paragraphs, one of the pages of the book that you have bought. The ebook or the print book, doesn't matter. Just let me know that you have contributed, so at least there will be a little bit of a good feeling. Ah, good, you know, somebody's helping the channel. See, that's the new. Otherwise, there's so many emails, I don't know which one to answer. So if you want to have a priority, you should quote a sentence of a paragraph of a page. Give me this page, this paragraph, this sentence of this book. Then I know. I'll check it out. Then I know, okay, these guys have priority to get their questions answered first, because they help the channel. Otherwise, really, there is not much of economic agenda for me personally, but it helps the channel to do what it needs to be done for the finances that we could use to expand it in equipment and quality and so on, and time. So now, let's see. Let's see, now that I have pushed your buttons. Southern Boy says, Mehran, to follow up on the paying question, she calls herself a feminist. She has a mentality of I do what I want when I want, equality this and equality that, yet when the bill comes, it's mine always. Okay, I understand that. Well, they are. That's not fair. If that's the case, well, everybody should be able to do what they want, of course, without harming others and being a nuisance to the others. We can't just do whatever the hell we want to do and not consider the effect of it on others and the society we live in. However, if someone constantly wants to seem like I'm independent, but when it comes to paying something, then you pay for it because, you know, I'm a girl, you're a guy, that doesn't wash either. Don't fall for that. Says, listen, are we this or that? Solve it out. Just bring it up. Talk to her directly. Simple. And if she shies away, then don't buy into it. Let her go. Go for somebody else that you have more of a thing in common as far as the protocol is concerned. Adam says, because of the rise in female equality, now double standards. No, there's nothing wrong with equality, guys. There's nothing wrong with equality. Women can do almost, not everything, but almost everything that a man can do, because there's some things that physically not easy for them, or they're better at some things and men are better at some things. We can't just deny that. We can't just suddenly say, okay, women are also men and men are also. It just doesn't. Let the men be men and women be women. It's very simple. I mean, this idea of, you know, I don't know what the hell the idea of these things are happening these days. I don't necessarily buy into all the nonsense that is going on, that you know, you can have any role you want. No, you are either this way or that way. You're born either this way or that way, or whichever way it is, but that's how you are. You can't just constantly keep changing this and that. So these are all just not something that would help the stability of a society. So anyhow, on that note, we should you know, understand that men should be men and women should be women, and women are great and better than men in some things, and men are better than women in some things. It's just natural. There's no, we're not here trying to get votes as a political movement. So let's be honest about it. You know, men cannot bear children. So no matter how you want to look at it, there's something that you cannot do. And women are better at some things and men are better at some things. Cooperation and harmony is the name of the game. Not focusing on the differences. Differences are what makes this world unique. if the horse wants to say that I'm a giraffe, then giraffe wants to say I'm a lion, well, just all fucked up. So let's keep it together and be in harmony with what nature has intended to be, and keep it all clear and real and fair. Independent is fine. There's nothing wrong with equality and independent. But let's remain men if you are, and let's remain women if you are. There's beauty in being a woman and a beauty in being a man, if that is what each one of you are. So keep honest with it and help each other to create a better world by harmony. It's not about not being equal. Everybody should be equal in their rights, as long as it doesn't jeopardize the rights of the other members of the society and helps them also to grow and develop. Anyhow, let's go beyond that. Michael says, yeah, Mehran, I agree, but unfortunately the women have changed as well. Well, women have changed, yes. Men have changed, yes. So it is up to us to find that balance and bring certain kind of a pleasantry. You know, just a while ago I was watching an old series on Netflix, and it was a Canadian production called when calls the heart, something like that. The name wasn't really that clear for me, but when calls the hearts, and it was about living in the outskirts of the big cities, like in the old times, where the coal miners and sawmills were just the little cities, and railroad was just being developed and all that. And when you look at it, you see it was really a simpler time. Ladies were ladies, men were men, and they were trying to learn and respect each other and go through understanding and healthy relationships, and with respect to women, with respect to who they are, what they are, raising children, and creating a really healthy relationship. And it was very clear. The roles were very clear. To me, that sort of a society has a better chance to find balance than the mishmash that everybody wants to be everything. Woman wants to be woman and men wants to, not men, but some men wants to not give that, not recognize that freedom and equality in women. But that's not, I don't think that's healthy for any society. But then again, who am I to say? To each his own. So we'll see how it works. So far, it looks like it doesn't work that well. So that's why that kind of a series that I was watching was very pleasant to me, because everything was, very respectful and clear. Nexus, that's an old name. I know this young man, if that is the same one, maybe not. But that was long time, one of the, 4 years ago, I think he commented on one of my videos. If that's the same person, I'm not sure. And he says, what to do when girl breaks up with you but still loves you and wants you in her life? She doesn't want a relationship right now, 19-year-old, but believes that we will marry one day. What is going on? That's a good question, Nexus. I think she falls in that category that I was just talking about. She wants to be a lady and respected, and then pursue a family and all that. At the same time, she wants to try the world and not to follow her own other side of wishes. So I really don't know. You gotta ask her, say, what's going on? That seems like she wants to try other things. and also want to keep stringing along just in case things didn't work out. She doesn't want to miss out on that one too. So it's nonsense. You decide what you want to do. Roman says, I think it is very important in a life. Four things. Learn eating healthy food, to work out, and watch your video. I like this guy. He's promoting my videos. So remember, 4 things in life is important. Learn, eating healthy food, doing workout, and watch my videos. I couldn't say it better myself. Roman. You win the prize of best comment today. So Tonya says, I think women who expect the men to pay are doing other women a disfavor. Because if we want equality, we should want actual equality, not stick to old gender roles in some areas and not in others. Very good, Tonya. I agree with you. Either this way or that way. And it could be a good balance too. I mean, a woman can be generous and pay for sometimes if they're just friends, just maybe boyfriend, girlfriend, or just friends. She can pay as well sometimes, not all the time, but at least she can offer and sometimes do pay. That keeps a balance and keeps the relationship also independent, so they can decide if they wish to get intimate or not based on their own willingness, not like they feel they're on spot because, you know, the guy paid for, so, you know, might as well, let's give him a kiss. Or the girl, you know, or the guy thinks, okay, you know, I don't like the girl that much, but she paid for the, you know, the date so many times now she wants to be intimate, so let's be intimate with her. Again, these are all going to interfere with the honesty of a relationship. So Tonya, that's a good point. And Nikos Bomba, that's an interesting name. Hello Mehran. He or she says, remember guys, the deal was if you're a man, woman, what age and where you're tuning in. So at least I have an idea. I'm not talking to something that I don't know. So Tonya says, yes, it is similar to the short form of Antonia. Tonya, yes. Okay. Chris says, it is impossible to think that there is no interaction between the very energy that has made everything in the universe. Yes. Let's see the rest of it. And Chris continues, there must be an interaction, and there is an interaction because the energy is being replenished as it is used up. I'm still missing something there. Chris continues. Oh, I see. So you're talking to Juliet. All right. I don't know if this is for us or for each other. Juliet now says, one day we were in love and the next day we were out of love. Sometimes we would think this is the girl of our dreams, and sometimes we would think maybe there are a lot more out there. Sometimes I'm afraid I never meet a man again who I can fall in love with. What do you think about this? Oh, I'm not sure. Are you, Juliet, asking me or you're talking to Chris? Because I'm a little bit confused. You guys having a conversation, so I let your conversation to go ahead. So, all right, I can't figure out who's talking to me, who's not. Therefore, I wait for a fresh question. Unless you guys let me know if these questions are for me or for each other. Let me just have a sip of my my tea here. Okay. So Juliet says, this is for me. And the question is, Juliet says, sometimes I'm afraid I never meet a man again who I can fall in love with. What do you think about this? Oh, I see. Okay, guys. So that was a quote from my book. Oh, let me read that. Which quote was that? Let's see who said that. There is a... There must be an interaction, and there is an interaction because the energy is being replenished as it is used up. Yes, it's true. That's probably from the mind power, or the discussion about the flow of energy and interchange, the conflux between our energy and energy of the nature. So let me get back to Julia's question. Julia said, Julia feels that sometimes she's afraid that she will never meet another man again, so she can fall in love with. Well, Julia, you know that is just an impossibility. You know, a human being believes what they can see or they know. So that if you can see something, you believe it. If you know of something, or you know the source, you trust the source of that knowledge, then you will believe that. Otherwise, if it hasn't happened yet, you can't see it, and you don't know it, you don't believe it. Even though it's part of the nature's flow. It is impossible. It's like saying, I wonder if there would be another river that would flow the water in the power that is flowing in this river. Well, of course, because the law of nature is the same for water and the riverbed, and many of them have the same situations for the river to be created, for the water to flow from it. There's a mountain, there is an ocean, there's a flow from that way to that way, there is an angle, there is certain kind of a riverbed for it to allow the water to flow. Very similar. So the law of nature for many other things that you're questioning here, one of them, is the same, including that you will fall in love again. There will be other men, not just one, there will be other men that will love you and you will fall in love with them. It is just not up to you to think that it will be or it won't be. It will be, because that's the way, that's the law of universe. That's the way universe survives. That's the way energy gets boosted and extended, and the love is created. Because when two people fall in love, that love is not limited in its effect only between the two of them. That's why love is so important. Because when the love happens between two people, that energy, that resonance, that frequency affects the development and growth and the harmony of the rest of the beings in the world as well. Because a certain energy, which the highest resonation frequency of that energy is love, is being created. And love is needed for the universe to function and nature to function as balanced and as vigorant and as alive as it can be. So that energy of love that you think is created between two people, just so, it's not so they can have intimacy. It's created because that is the energy is necessary for things to be energized and move and grow and develop and flow, and everything functions. The whole mechanism of the world is based on this energy, and the higher end of the energy is the love. So when a love is created between two people, that love is not just good for them, affecting them, it's affecting the whole array of things in life. It's affecting the whole society and the whole life, because their whole energy quality is different and affects everybody else in their interaction with them, which ripples, and they will be positively affected, and their day would change. Their receiving of that different energy of love also affects them, and they will also affect the others. The ripple will go. That's why love is so important. It's so important, more than that part of it that has to do with relationship and intimacy and making a family and all that. The love is the actual highest end kind of energy that is necessary for everything to grow and survive and tolerate and be hopeful and continue and advance. So it's way beyond the relationship boundaries that you guys think that's only between you two. This man met this woman met this man, and there's a love created, and it's only between these two. That love expands its effects on many other aspects of other people's lives without you even knowing or intending. That's why it is impossible for you not to fall in love with another man, and it is impossible for you not see other men to seek a woman like you and fall in love with you. It's just the way the nature is. So rest assured, you don't have to see it to believe it. Because did you know you're going to fall in love with this man that is now your ex? As wrong as it was that you now see it in the hindsight. But you didn't know, right? But just not knowing didn't make it not happen. You didn't know, but it did happen. Same thing now. You don't know, but it will happen because it's not up to you. It's the way of the river. It's the way of life. It's the way of the nature. Now, let's see. So, Excalibur says, Mehran, away from all love subjects, I'm really curious about your thoughts on Kim Jong-un and the North Korean peace project, which is looking bright currently, lol. As important as these issues are, Excalibur, this is not a forum for political discussion. Let's focus on flow of energy, learning about our psyche, because learning about our psyche could probably help us not to become a psycho. And we know there are enough of them around in these days in world, among the world, different countries and their people who are somewhat of an authority in most probably many examples there for you to search. But let's focus on how to learn about our thoughts and consciousness, fear, desire, and ego. Because after all, none of these things, that including the question that you just asked, exists if there is no you. If there is no understanding of you by you. If there is no way for you to correct and redirect and modify what doesn't work in you, in your center, in your consciousness, in your psyche. And that can only happen if you know how you tick, how you're made, what makes you tick, what makes you act, react, feel, and negotiate the day-to-day life the way you do. And of course, for that, you know that what you have to do. Yes, you have to go to my site, mindthat6truth.com, and buy the book that you haven't. And if you have, very good. Buy another one, give a gift, and go get a t-shirt. I don't know. I'm still waiting for my t-shirt, actually. I gotta go check and see. I think it's here now. I'm excited to see how it looks. So do see the link that I've put up there. Click on it, guys, and take a look at the t-shirts, which you can order a t-shirt with the logo and use one of the 7 sayings that is suggested there. That is my sayings. You can have it. It will be printed underneath the logo, and it will be shipped to you by the company who does this. And of course, I hope that everybody does that. That'll help the channel. And let's see. We have Tonya says, can two people who see the world, God, life, etc., completely differently ever get to understand each other's consciousness? The first step for that would be to understand that each of their consciousness could and is different. Recognizing that helps them not to be having an illusion that the other person's consciousness should be the same as their own, because it is impossible for two consciousnesses to be the same. Everything you've been exposed in, your cultures, your dogmas, your taboos, your religious beliefs, your customs, and books you read, magazines you looked at, teachers you had, books you studied, movies you saw, television programs and news you watched, the interpretations that you got from whatever news it was around the world so far, all that, the environment you were raised, the language you spoke, all this have created a different consciousness in you, have put you together differently than it has the other person. The understanding of this will help to be able to actually see eye to eye. Because accepting the fact that I am different than you in my consciousness will help each other to not expect us start a friendship on a wrong footing, that we are the same, we should be the same. That only happens when a woman wants to follow a man or the man wants to follow the woman, and they put up with lots of things. Either the man puts up because she's really pretty and he wants to have sex with her, or he wants to keep her happy, or she follows him because she wants to be provided with the comfort or the things that she expects. These things could make people try to become kind of look like each other as far as behavior or taste or judgment is concerned, but in reality it's not. So the understanding of the fact that not necessarily two people can be the same in consciousness will help them to be able to have a more honest and cordial and balanced relationship by knowing that this is not the same. Look, if I want to think a tennis ball and a soccer ball and a basketball is the same, well, it won't work. You can't throw the basketball as much as you can throw a tennis ball. You can't kick a tennis ball as far as you can kick a soccer ball. So expecting them to actually be the same and function the same, react the same, it's futile, it's stupid. But recognizing that they're different, then you will understand the limitations, the expectations, the balance, the capabilities, shortcomings, and strong points of each. And that brings about a good start of a interaction between that tennis ball and you, or the basketball and you, or the soccer ball and you. So the same thing, when you recognize that you're different from your girlfriend, the consciousnesses are different, or two friends, not necessarily male or female, that the consciousness of each person in the world is put together differently. That makes them, just as their faces are so different and they have some resemblances but still different, everybody almost in the world, their consciousnesses are different. Why is it that you can accept the fact that people look differently, but you kind of have a wondering question mark in your face if they're different in their mentality and consciousness? It's got a limitless possibilities and abilities, the mind, the consciousness, and the spiritual values and energies, far more than the physical possibilities and abilities. Yet, when the physical abilities are so different, isn't it possible that mind would have a lot more possibilities to be different from each other than the faces are? So, naturally, you should expect to be different from each other, but that difference is the whole reason for the universe and nature to expand, flourish, and advance further. The differences are what makes the difference. The similarities don't make a difference. That's another saying, by the way. The differences are what makes the difference. Similarities don't make the difference. So, on that note, let me move on. So, to another. So, in other words, yes, it's possible, but you have to recognize the differences as being the starting point and accept it. Then you try to find commonalities. Otherwise, exact same things? No. I hope I answered that question, Tonya. Yes, I see. They can understand each other's consciousness, but it won't be the same. Understanding each other's consciousness is different than saying the consciousness could be the same. And it doesn't have to be the same to understand it. When you understand it, why it is different, then you will be having an easy time to respect it and interact with it. That would finish the answer for that question. Adam? Adam says, I hope you took out your rubbish for the bin men outside. I didn't get it. Chris says, Mehran, is the love you mentioned just like dropping a pebble into water and the ripples travel outwards? Yes. Chris, very well said. Yes. 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 The difference is the ripples eventually dissipate and decimate and have a limited reach. But this love, any action you make in life, its reach and ripples are infinite. It's continuous. Because the difference, all it takes is make one difference and interact with one thing, one person. And that also creates another boost, another change of direction to that person's energy about to be extended forward, and so on and so forth, which all stems from this very first initiation of that positive, caring extension of energy because of that love that we just talked about. Marco says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Marco. Marco here from Berlin. Guten Tag. Geht's heute? And he says, my question is why I feel being old right now after my breakup. I never had such thoughts before, but actually I feel old being 43. 43 is the best time of your life. I remember when I was, I don't know, 9, 10, one of my uncles was 21, and I thought, wow, he's really old. And then the other uncle was 32. I said, oh my goodness, he's probably ready to die. He's really old. That's how I thought, because I was so young myself, I don't know, 8, 9 years old. But when I got to be 21, I thought, oh, I'm really, really now, I got it. I'm old. I'm mature. Until I found out that I wasn't, but I understood it when I was 24. And then at 24, I understood it when I was 28. And 28, I understood it, I was 35, and so on and so forth. But yet, every time I reached a new age, I thought, oh, that's the best age of life. That's the strongest. And I remember when I got to 32 myself, I didn't think it was old. I thought it's a prime of life, very strong, very young. And the same thing, so your mind and body should travel together. Age 43, I remember that. I thought, when I was 20, I thought 43 is very old. When I was 43, I thought that's the strongest time of a man as far as mind and body coordination, if you have taken good care of yourself, the wisdom that you have, and so on and so forth. And then from that age on, the mind continues becoming stronger, and you become wiser, and things become easier for you to understand, to interact, to deal, to manage. The body may start becoming not as strong as it was anymore. By the age, from the age 55, you may start seeing the differences in your body if you have taken good care of yourself athletically in life and so on. But eventually you will see a drop in its whole activities and energy level and so on. But the mind doesn't. It keeps going up. So the reason you feel old is nothing real, because you're at the age of the top of your life. 43 is the strongest time of your life. Wisdom, physical fitness, everything combined, it's not old at all. It's very strong. But the reason you feel old is because you just broke up and you feel like, I don't want to spend all that time and energy, introduce myself to somebody else and help them to get to know me. I just don't want to go through that. That task is making you feel you don't want to do it. Therefore, you feel depressed, and that depression makes you feel old. You're not old. You just feel stressed as far as what you want to accomplish, and you just don't want to. It's like you just finished a science book and did all the homework, and then, I don't know, your dog pissed on it or something, and now you say, oh shit, I don't want to do it again. And you feel depressed, and you feel old, like the energy level is not there. Not that you're old. So focus on finding things that you like to do. Don't focus on the fact that you got to get another girlfriend before you feel great about yourself and not old anymore. Focus on other things that you like. Any sporting activity, any fitness to your fitness level, anything that you like to accomplish, any goal, anything you want to learn. All these is what you should focus to bring that energy and confidence and hopefulness and happiness and sense of accomplishment back into you. And then, of course, you will have enough energy that you wouldn't actually feel like, I don't want to go through that, letting that new girlfriend to know everything, introduce myself, so on. Because what happens is, first of all, you will have that energy. That wouldn't be a burden because you're no longer sort of sad or depressed. So you will be able to commit, especially if you like the girl. Right now, you don't have that motivation. You don't see the girl that you like. So therefore, you can't want to spend that energy. It's like you haven't found the jacket that you want. So you say, no, I'm not going to pay $3,000 for it. But because you haven't found it yet. But once you find it and you really like it, so wow, my goodness, this is exactly what I wanted. Or whatever it is that you like, a tennis racket or a motorcycle or a car, whatever it is. Once you find it and you have the budget for it, then you will commit the budget to it. So once you find a girlfriend that you like, then you will have the energy that you would be willing to invest in it. But at this point, of course, you wouldn't think that you have the energy and you feel old. But wait till you find it, and you will. Just the way it is. There was something else I wanted to add, I forgot, but that's okay. So Tony says, Mehran, will the video be uploaded? I would like to watch it again and share it on social media. Tony, every video that I make, eventually when I get to it, I turn each question and answer to one video, or 3 minutes, 5 minutes, depending on how much I talked, and I upload it. But the actual video itself will go through the queuing. Like right now, I have videos every day uploaded, already trimmed, of some of the other live talks until the 23rd of March. So either I can have this video uploaded on 24th of March, as it has in queue, or I can release every live talks just the day after as a double upload, and then eventually when I get to them, I trim them to small pieces one. Because right now we have so many little videos to add to our library. So yes, of course it will be uploaded. And one place that these are all uploaded right away is on there's a service I have on my site, mind@seekstruth.com. It's I think it's the I forgot the name of it, but you pay, I don't know, $3 a month or $22 for the whole year, and all the live talks are uploaded immediately. They don't wait for the YouTube, because it's a playlist called Live Talks 2016, because we started live talks in August or June of 2016, and that playlist has all the live talks in them without wait. So, but that's only for the paid part of the channel. You go on my site, and it has a, I said, I don't know, a premiere or something of that. I don't remember the name of it. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. I go on mind@seekstruth.com, and then it comes to show you the first page, and then you go to where it says VIP Club. Yeah, it's got the logo, and it tells you about it right there. It's called VIP Club, and it's something like, I guess, a very nominal fee. I don't know, $3 a month or $11 for 6 months, or I don't know how long it is. Anyhow, the whole year is $22, and then everything is uploaded right away as it comes out. All the live talks are there too. Otherwise, it stays for the queue. So that's the dilemma. Right now, we have constantly adding up to the numbers. That's why it's difficult to upload them, because every day I have another one scheduled to be uploaded. So I don't want to have a double upload unless it happens. So if you really want to make sure that that is to your disposal, then you can use take advantage of that little thing. You can also help the channel by that. Next, it says 5 months passed since my blank up situation, but I cannot move on because she is so sure in our reconciliation in future. Why can't you move on? Are you knocked in your head? She's moving on. The reason she's breaking up with you is nothing other than that she wants to have other opportunities, stringing you along too. So if she can do it, you can do it. So tell her simply, friendly, and honestly, say, listen, dear, you are breaking up with me obviously because you don't want us to be a couple. And if you don't want us to be a couple, means you want to do your other things. Well, why can't I? I'm going to also enjoy other relationships, and maybe I'll find another girl who would be ready and would be at the right place in life, and wouldn't want to be waiting longer. And I don't say your decision is wrong. That's good for you, and you may be right for you, but at this point I need a girlfriend and I want to be in a relationship with you. If you're not willing and you're breaking up with me, well then what does that mean? So I need a girlfriend. So you can say that to her. She may turn around and say something that it could clear up things for you. She may say, look, I like you, I want us to be friends, but I don't want us to rush into being a couple, and just want us to have our activities but not the intimacy. If that's what she means, well, that's okay. It depends on how much you like her and how, you know, it grabs you, if that fits your lifestyle or your expectations as well or not. Discuss that with her. Understand what she wants to do. If it makes sense, then you see if it makes sense for you too. If it doesn't, then tell her, listen, you know, we'll just go on each other's way, on our own way, and then maybe in the future we reconnect, and if we still like each other or find things in common, then we'll pick it up from there. Something like that. Tony says, I'm Southern Cowboy. Just changed to my real name. Ah! Good. Okay, Tony. That's better. For God's sake. I now know who is who. Okay. So Excalibur says, I see. Do people sometimes book sessions with you just to chit chat? Lol, because your energy deserves financial reward? Or is it always booking to discuss challenges? Always they book to discuss their issues and their concerns. This is the interaction that I have put out for free for everyone, to help as many people as possibly I can, to reach as many people as we can. We promote the books, I promote the channel. People see that if it's useful or not, and we interact, we live. But the other part of one-on-one consultation is when people want to get deep into their situation and really analyze and explore it together, and also plus it may be something they don't want to be discussed out here, and they can be more interactive and they can be more in detail, and then we will go through it together. That's a different package. So you go to my site again, mindthatsextruth.com, and you will see when you click on talk to me for consultations, there are different packages. 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. Then there's special discounts, which I will change it because it's really a big discount. There's like a 15 hours, it's $1,000, and then instead of $1,500, and then there are different packages, bigger packages, small packages, depending on what their needs and budgets are. They can choose it, and we'll discuss their issues on relationships, breakups, thoughts, consciousness, fear, ego, life in general, on the Skype connection. So Lottie says, in modern times, we expect a lot from relationship, but the simple thing of real kindness, love, and loyalty seem to be more difficult to find. Yes, because somehow, unfortunately, relationships these days don't have the same meaning. Not necessarily. They do often, but not necessarily all the time, have the same meaning as it did have once in the olden days. Now it's all about economics. The pretty girl may just choose a guy based on his abilities to provide, or not necessarily on how many things they have in common, or they see eye to eye on many things in life, or common goals, or in loyalty, or in love, and unselfishness and faithfulness. They just see each other as a vehicle. Maybe the guy sees the pretty girl as a beautiful possibility for friendship, companionship, and intimacy, and the girl may see the guy for his looks, or his money, or his lifestyle, or whatever it is that she's interested in. And often it could include the other important things in a relationship as well, but often, more than often these days, it doesn't have much to do with the real understanding of each other's psyche, consciousness, behavior, manners, lifestyle, love, and even attraction, or other important things that one needs to focus on in a healthy relationship. So commercializing love has become the problem of the whole connection between man and woman, and in most societies, love has turned to be a commercial event, and that is why so easily people get divorced and try another one, and then they try another one, thinking that the problem is always, although sometimes is, but not always, thinking that the problem always is the other person, is the money that they don't have, is the things that they can or cannot do, is the limitations of this and that. They don't find the fact that the problem of the relationship could very well be in the fact that they see this option of, I can cut this off and go to somebody else. There's no repercussions. There's no negative to it. I can find something better. I can maybe, leave this guy and go to somebody else and see what he can give me. or the guy thinks I can leave this girl, go to some other girl, and enjoy a different kind of a pleasure, or maybe she looks different and I get a different kind of satisfaction. But these are so limiting the relationship and expectation of relationship. That's why you're not willing to put enough efforts into it and choose better to keep the relationship longer. You're just ready to choose anything and then cut it off and go to the next one because you think that's an accepted behavior in the society anyhow, so why should I really look for something that really compatible? Let me just take what's available right now, and then I'll change it to something else when something better come along, or when I see it doesn't work for me, I don't try to find the reasons in me. I just always, it's easier for me to say, oh, it's the other side, so I'll cut it off. Let's break up. That's what the world we live, a disposable world, disposable plates, disposable products, and disposable relationships. That's the problem. So maybe we can all help and someday make it all better. Juliet says, you probably not answer, but what does your ex-wife about you and your work? What does my ex-wife, please complete the sentence. What does my ex-wife think about me and my work? Or just redo that question, I will answer it, dear. Oh, think, okay. Juliet says, you probably won't answer with a smile. And then she adds, but what does your ex-wife think about you? And okay, yeah, I see. Well, first of all, my ex-wife and I have a tremendously interesting, loving, trusting relationship. She has her own personal life, and I have my own personal life, but we are totally in support of each other. We interact on daily basis. We, of course, our son is the love of our life, and we kept it as a cohesive, cordial, respectful, loving, warm, and cooperating in harmony family, even though we have been divorced for longest time. And what she thinks about my work, she actually does graciously take time and watches my live talks whenever she can, especially when it was only 2 times a week on Saturday and Sundays. She would make time from her busy schedule and she would watch, and then later on, if the week when we would visit my mother, grandma, we would still visit together once a week. She would discuss, and she would tell me how she enjoyed it and the points that we talked about. So she's very positive and enjoys the talks as well, and she's proud of the books that I have written, and she finds them interesting as well. You see, I answered. So you assumed I won't answer. Why not? Chris says, Mehran, do you think we try to find happiness in others, but really we should find happiness in ourselves? So of course, Chris, that is part of the many videos that I have. If you go on the playlist on the channel and look at the playlist Success and Happiness, or just Happiness, you will see that I have many discussions on this topic, and you will realize that happiness starts with you, not with somebody else. If you keep trying to find happiness in somebody else, that's how your direction would be. You will keep trying, meaning you find this one, you will jump to the next one, because you'll never find it in somebody else. Happiness resides here, in you, by you, and found by you, explored by you, developed and expanded by you. It is very important to understand that to be happy, you need to strengthen and wisen up your understanding of your own psyche, how you're put together. We all go to the gyms and make ourselves strong and, you know, train and become fit, but we don't seem to understand that we got to get the mind strong as well. And there are things to do to understand and exercise the mind as well to make it as strong as possible. But that is probably something we have neglected, and we don't seem to pay attention that the importance of training your mind and training your body, both are important, not just one. So you have to create that balance. Just as you pay attention to your muscles, you spend so much effort in order to show to yourself that, my goodness, I'm strong, I've got to the gym and I did this and that. But what about here? This is where everything happens. This is what orchestrates everything else that you do in life. Your body is an apparatus for your mind to experience things that it cannot do by itself. The mind cannot experience the ocean if your body cannot walk to the ocean and get it in there so it can observe it and explore it. So these apparatus are there for your mind to be a service to your mind. As I mentioned, the layman says, tongues taste and legs walk. But in fact, mind tastes through tongue and mind walks through the manipulation of the legs. So for that purpose, you just go and strengthen the body that is supposed to be serving the mind, but you don't strengthen the mind by understanding how it's put together, what your consciousness, thoughts and fear and desire and ego are, how is the power of mind is expanded, and experience it and make it stronger and develop it further, how to connect the relationship between your energy, the mind and body, how to create a connection between your energy and the universal, the nature's energy, and learn that conflux and increase and expand it through meditation exercises that it pertains to that. These are all what makes a person to become whole and strong, and not just physically, but also mentally. So, let's see what else we have here. Tony says, in this country, USA, women are so aggressive. They look down to men and expect us to still act gentlemanly. Eventually, you got to ask yourself, is the Western woman worth it? I understand what you're saying. Let's don't beat everyone with the same stick. Meaning, let's don't think all women have changed from that ladylike behavior and mentality, the feminine that we all love and respect, into something new or something different. There are still many, many, many women in the United States, in North America, that still believe in the values that enhances their idea of independence, not just leaving all the old values and just pick up some new stuff in order to score a point with the new social status or the in things. No, there are many, many millions and millions of wise, smart women who understand the value of woman and femininity, and they want to be who they are. They don't want to be a man. They don't want to look down on man. They want to be appreciated and respected, while they would love to appreciate and respect the man as what a man is. But I understand that there are many who have fallen to this wagon of political voting and scoring and fell into this trick of equality without really being given the equality. Their slogan they fell into, because equality is good for women as well. Why not? They deserve it. But the fact is they've been tricked. They've been given this promise of equality, but they don't get as much pay as they deserve to, and the next man in the same line of work gets. But they call it equality, so they tricked them. And they took, in the meantime, they created this equality, and they took all the respect that the woman deserves away from them. I don't see anybody really opening doors for women, or getting up and offering their seat in a bus to the woman, and all the things that it was just making women special and making men special. All of that is gone by some promise of equality, but in fact, the equality hasn't been offered. Equality in what? In things that is given, is supposed to be there. But in real things, such as getting paid for the same kind of job that they do, and the other things that we see is not still equal, they're not equal. They're tricked. So that's what I don't like. Otherwise, I'm all for women and men have the equalities. Everybody should have equalities, and everybody should be only judged based on their contribution to the society, to how positively they affect the others, the other members of the society, the community they live in, the world in general, and how they help the world to grow and become a better place, and more harmony and tranquility and safety in it for all, regardless of your religion and color and gender and so on. Everybody should be judged in the same way based on your contribution and how you protect other people's rights, and at the same time how to help, a healthy environment for children to grow and to become who they are meant to become, and so on and so forth. So the effect of our behavior and action on the society, on the community, on the other people, and how we help and contribute to the well-being of the world as a whole is how we should be judged on, nothing else. But unfortunately, it seems like somehow some people have created this competition, which we're supposed to be human beings helping each other to be united and keep our own roles in this life clear and help things to grow and develop. But somehow things gone off the rail a little bit, I think. Let's hope for the better. Okay, guys, looks like that we have discussed for over 1 hour and for almost 45 minutes, and I hope that that has been helpful to many of you, and you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it. And I thank you for your time to be here and sharing this time with me. I look forward to talk to you again. Please take good care of yourself and the others, and be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.